Hello, Internet. Today I want to talk about two things. I might talk about both of them, but I might make it into two videos. Oops. I might make it into two videos if it gets too long. And yes, I don't have a shirt on. I just have a blanket on because I'm tired and I'm miserable. But whatever. So the two things I want to talk today about were music videos and school. So I'll start with school and then I'll do music videos. So I feel like it's pretty common that throughout history, well, basically, kind of back in the day, people wanted to go to school, right? It was a privilege. I want to go to school, Dad. I don't want to work on the farm. I want to go to school. I want to learn how to read. And then what? Girls, I think it was girls wanted to go to school. I don't know. Yeah, I think it was some. And it's always been a thing. People fought for their right to go to school, and now people would do literally anything to get out of school. And I don't blame them. Why do people hate school? Well, there's a lot of reasons. There's bullying, there's bad teachers, it sucks, it's boring. A lot of the shit you get taught is useless and it stresses you. And that's the thing. Is I feel like school, especially high school, puts this stress on people that is so unnecessary. And it's not fair and it's not fun. And that's a scary and it really scares the shit out of you because it makes you realize you're growing up. And it makes it seem like when you're 18, you're going to be an adult. You're going to be an adult, and you're going to have to be an adult. But that's the thing. When you turn 18, you're not immediately an adult. You're the same person you were when it hits 12 a.m. on your birthday. For me, it'd be July 25th of this coming year. The 5 minutes before that, I was still the same person then. It's not like I magically got taller, I got a beard, I got a job, I have kids, I have a wife now. No. And that's the thing. You know what I'm trying to say? Like it just like scares people. Like it's like you have to know what you want to do with your life. When you get out of school, when the last 2 years of high school, you have to 100% know what you're gonna do with your life, or you're gonna end up in a gutter somewhere. I would say living in a van down by the river, but you couldn't even afford that nowadays. And it's awful. Like damn. And I think maybe some of you have seen that clip of Bryan Cranston. I have never heard the context, but he's talking about that. Like he's saying, like he says something like telling people like, don't like, just go get a job. Don't do all this stuff right away. Well, like don't like sit on your butt, but like go see the world. And I agree with that because my mom, she wants to see the world. She never got to see it. You think I don't want to see the world? Yeah, I love America. It's awesome, but I want to go. I want to go see Italy. You know, Sicily. I want to go see those places. I want to see um, Japan. I know a lot of people are like, you have people like, I'm gonna move to Japan when I'm 18. Honestly, if I had to choose somewhere to move in the world, I'd probably that'd be one of the places I might choose. Um, what other places what I want to visit? I don't know. I'd have to maybe yeah, Japan, something like that. Yeah. Imagine I said Hawaii. I love when you hear people say shit like that. Like name three countries not inside North America, and then they name like continents or something. Um, that's the thing, and another thing is the work, right? And this is the thing with jobs, and I'm not saying, oh, poor me, poor me. But I'm just saying, it's one of the things of life that everyone works at a different pace. And I feel like schools don't teach a lot of useless, useful stuff now. Now, I'm not the guy who's saying, now, contrary to belief, I feel history is a important thing because otherwise you look like a moron. Who's the first president? Uh, sorry. Who's the first president of the United States? Uh, Barack Obama. Like, what? Alexa, play I'm 18 by Alice Cooper. That's a fitting song, isn't it? Um, it's just, but like math, like there's some math stuff. I'm like, why the fuck am I learning this? Um, oh, I guess it is useful, but I don't know. And that's the thing is a lot of schools and a lot of places like it's not. I wasn't talking to you. It's like for an example, when I had my problems when I was at the lowest of my low, and I decided to be a man to admit that I needed help. And that's a thing I want to say real quick is be a man. If you admit you need help, like you need mental help, and like I know this. Honestly, first off, if you're a man and you say I need like help with my mental health, like you are that is I'm proud of you. That's a brave thing to do. Because a lot of guys they're like, that's not real, depression's not real. It's made up by the government to make you pay taxes or something. Or whatever. But yeah, it's it's admitting you need help. Everyone needs help from time to time. You know, when you break your leg, you see a doctor. When your vision's funky, you go to the eye doctor. When your teeth hurt, you go to the dentist. When your back hurts, you go to the chiropractor. Um, when you need a haircut, you go to the barber. When you need mental health, you get mental health. I almost keep saying mental health because I'm thinking of the Quiet Riot album. But the thing is, when I got back, when I left, because it's like a week thing, or not even, it's more because there's the week or two you live there, like in there, like a hotel almost, and then there's the month or two or whatever where you go there instead of school. And then if you do the full thing, it's a certain amount of days where you go there full day, and then a certain amount of days where you go to school for half the bottom of the day. And now I would like to say thank you to. Now they're probably not watching this, but my teacher, it's been so long, I forget her name. But she was my social studies teacher at the time. I think this was freshman year too. Yeah, and she was a really cool teacher. Hold on, I wanted to play a song. Alexa, play Cowboy Song by Thin Lizzy. Like, she was very helpful. I forget what other teachers I had at the time were very helpful. But there was a teacher, her name was Miss Ryman. Probably, well, first off, no offense to her. This is not hate. I just didn't like her as a teacher. She was a very boring teacher. Okay, you have very good teachers. I've had teachers like in what was that? Was it seventh grade? Seventh grade, I came in person and we had this teacher named Mr. Schneider, and he was the coolest social studies teacher ever. Like he brought in stuff like actual stuff from World War II. I can't remember what, but like a trench shovel and like a helmet that had a bullet through it, and he had like World War II rifles and He even did like a World War I or II, like what was it, maze thing. Where it's like you're crawling through the trenches, and you had the bombs and the lights flashing, and there was a barbed wire, and it was so cool. And then you had like even a little smoke machine in there. It was awesome, and it was awesome. He was an awesome guy. I really liked him. Um, I especially liked it because we got to learn about that stuff, and that's actually where I saw two movies that are very important, that teach you a lot about like One teaches you about World War I and how it was from the German angle, because a lot of people think World War I was like World War II. The Germans were the bad guys. It wasn't. It was if you look into it, basically what happened was tensions were rising, and everyone. It was kind of like when almost like when a friend group splits up, kind of, and it's like, I don't like you. I'm gonna beat you up after school. And he's like, what? No. And he goes, hey, if you. Another guy comes in and he says to this bully, we'll call him John, hey, John, if you beat up Jake, I'm gonna have to fight you. And then the guy goes, well, Billy, if you fight John, I'm gonna have to fight you. Well, hey, if you fight you, I'm gonna have to fight you. If you fight you, we're gonna have problems. So, it was like, yeah, like basically it happened because like people like, I got your back. And the guy, Archduke Ferdinand, a nobody basically of a got killed by another nobody, and this war broke out. Um, an Animal Farm. Well, the first movie, I don't know if I said the name, was All Quiet on the Western Front. I think it was the second version. It wasn't the black and white. It wasn't the brand new one. It was right in the middle. And then Animal Farm, the animated movie, which basically, it if you ever want to know about communism, like the rise and the fall of communism, basically simplified down, that's what it is. And you can look it up because all the characters literally represent like Stalin, Lenin, and explain why it doesn't work. And how hippies and cultists have, well, it doesn't explain that, but it's weird how hippies and cultists have done communism better. It's crazy that you don't actually have to starve all the people that are trying your new form of government, and you don't have to kill and crop people out of pictures if you don't like them. I have that hat somewhere. I actually have. Now, I'm not no red. I'm not a commie. But we got extra credit if we wore red. So I went the extra in Mr. Strange's class. So I went the extra mile and I got the hat. Not from an official place. It was like some American made thing. So I did, and I did get a lot of extra credit. So worth it. But yeah, it's also about the teachers. Back to Miss Ryman. She was a very boring teacher. And all the other teachers had been very good when I got back in freshman year. They were like, oh, don't worry about all the stuff you missed. Just focus on doing this stuff now. Just focus on what we're doing now. I'll try to get you up to speed. Or like, oh, you missed a decent amount, but I'm not gonna make you do it all because it's a lot. Or if they made me do a decent amount, they walked me through it, or they're like, hey, there's videos and this and that. She hands me, I go, oh, what did I miss? It was the end of class. She hands me a packet probably like this fucking thick. And you're like, here. What the hell? What? What? I asked for. And I get it, I was gone. But. What? Like, she didn't even explain it to me. She hands me this Heath Ledger Joker-sized She hands me the Joker's rap sheet size. Well, to be fair, that'd probably be like that big. But it was fucking this thick yellow envelope full of stuff. Packets and packets and pages and books. And I'm like, what? You just want me to go on? Oh, it's on the website. It was so fucking awful to get on the website. That thing looked like it was created before the internet. that doesn't even make sense, but that's how bad it was. I can't even explain. It made me want to throttle someone. My computer, mostly. What's the? But yeah, it was just no, not having it. Um, but that's the thing about being 18 now. Is it's so odd. It really is odd, and that's the thing about school and growing up. Is 18 you're considered an adult? You know, you can own a gun. You can you can drive a car by yourself. I'm pretty sure. Uh, there's certain things you can do. You can legally do it. You can get married. You can do all sorts of stuff. You can get drafted for the war. You can get in the war. But now they've changed it to you can't drink, you can't smoke, you can't do any of that stuff until you're 21. Which I get, but I'm surprised. I was honestly surprised. Alexa, shuffle my playlist tunes. Alexa, shuffle my playlist tunes. I was surprised more people weren't mad because I know a lot of like Alexa next. A lot of like not rednecks, like people who vote. Like I know a lot of people who this isn't a political thing. I was just I was like surprised. Like it's like if someone's like, yeah, I want this to happen, and then someone like they wanted in office does the opposite of this thing, or like changes it, and they don't say anything. I just thought it was odd because I knew some like a decent amount of guys who were like, yeah, I think it's good they changed that here the drinking and smoking age is 18 because if I'm getting drafted, I might as well be able to do that because that's not fair, And I'm like, yeah, I agree. They don't talk like that. I'm not from Texas, by the way. I don't know why I did that. That's if it was Wisconsin. Oh, hey there, bud. Yeah. And Trump changed it, and I thought, and I was like, oh. And it's weird because you're. What do you mean I'm an adult? I can't do that? And maybe it's just a me thing because I grew up around people who do it. But I don't know, it's just odd to me. But yeah, school's awful and always has, always will be. I don't know what to say, but yeah. I hope your school experiences are better. Tell me about them down below. Tell me about like anything. Worst teacher you've had. You can do all these if you feel like it. The worst teacher you've had. Maybe bully you had. Maybe a fight you got in. Tell me about a time that you snuck around and did something you shouldn't have done. Um, Tell me your favorite class. Honestly, probably one of mine is like I said, social studies. I like to learn. I find it interesting. Like especially World War II, World War One era. Those wars, Prohibition, Cold War, um, Vietnam, um, that stuff. What was the other one? Stuff like that. That's very interesting to me. Prohibition, yeah. Um, I find that stuff very interesting. So yeah, leave a comment down below, like, subscribe, and have a good day.